Healing the inner child, the deepest journey back to self. We all carry the weight of our past. Inside us lives a version of ourselves that never got to be fully seen, held, or safe. This video explores the powerful concept of the inner child, not just as a metaphor, but as a real psychological part of us that holds memories, emotions, and unmet needs. In this video, I walk through what the inner child actually is, how trauma distorts our connection to it, and most importantly, how to begin the healing process. If you've ever felt emotionally stuck, abandoned, reactive, or ashamed, chances are your inner child is still waiting to be heard. What is the inner child really? The inner child is a psychological and emotional part of us that formed during early life, when our brain was still developing and our world was defined by relationships, safety, and being seen. It's the emotional memory bank of our early years, both joyful and painful. It holds on to unmet needs, fears, beliefs, and longings that were never properly processed. This part of us gets frozen in time when trauma, neglect, or emotional abandonment happen, because children can't process pain the way adults can. Relatable signs you're disconnected from your inner child. You feel unworthy, too much, or never enough. You people please or fear abandonment constantly. You get triggered like a child emotionally, crying, shutting down, raging, or fawning. You often feel like something's wrong with me. 2. The inner child. After trauma, it fragments us. When we go through emotional neglect, abuse, shame, or abandonment, the inner child part of us takes the hit and then gets exiled. Our survival system buries the pain. We develop protector parts, perfectionist, overachiever, rebel, avoider, carer, etc. But deep inside, the wound never heals until it's felt and seen. Trauma behaviors that stem from an unhealed inner child, outbursts that seem irrational but are emotional flashbacks, inability to trust, especially in intimate relationships, constant craving for validation but fear of being truly known, a deep longing to be rescued but fear of vulnerability. 3. How the inner child affects our adult life. You're not immature or too emotional. You're likely carrying a wounded child inside who never got what they needed. This inner child shows up in relationships, needing constant reassurance, fearing rejection, or pushing people away when intimacy feels too close. Parenting, overcompensating or becoming reactive, especially when your kids' emotions mirror your own unmet needs. Work, fear of failure, imposter syndrome, or feeling invisible. Identity, not knowing who you really are beyond survival roles. And 4, how to reconnect with your inner child. Healing starts when we become the caregiver we never had to reconnect. Create space to feel. Begin journaling, meditating, or sitting quietly to ask, what does my inner child feel today? Use images. Picture your younger self at different ages. What were they going through? What do they need? Acknowledge their truth. Let yourself validate. You weren't wrong. You were hurt. You deserved better. Speak gently. Say out loud, I'm here now. You're safe with me. Practice co-regulation. Let safe people or partners support you while you reparent your own emotions. 5. The daily practice of inner child healing. It's not a one-time fix. It's a lifelong relationship. Every day, your nervous system gives you chances to reparent yourself. Practical tools, morning check-ins, safe space meditations. Imagine holding or rocking your younger self. Emotional honesty. Express sadness, anger, joy, even if it feels messy. Boundaries. Protect your inner child by saying no to environments or people that repeat old harm. Play and joy. Reclaim laughter, drawing, dancing, anything that your inner child was denied. 6. What happens when you begin healing? This isn't easy work, but it's transformational. When you reconnect and heal your inner child, something powerful happens. You stop betraying yourself to keep others happy. You begin trusting your emotions instead of fearing them. You learn to self-soothe instead of self-sabotage. You develop deeper, more authentic relationships. You finally feel real, grounded, and whole. You may still have pain, but you're not lost in it anymore, because now you have you. Closing message. Healing the inner child is a structured, psychological process that involves identifying unmet developmental needs, addressing maladaptive coping strategies that were formed in childhood, and consciously reprogramming patterns held in the subconscious and nervous system. This process typically unfolds across several key areas. 1. Recognition and identification. Understand which stages of childhood experienced neglect, trauma, or emotional deprivation. Map out key events that shaped emotional development and attachment styles. 2. Cognitive reframing. Challenge and replace internalized beliefs such as, I am not enough, or I must please others to feel safe. These are usually cognitive distortions formed during early emotional imprinting. 3. Emotional regulation skills. Learn to tolerate and regulate difficult emotions that were suppressed in childhood. This may include techniques from DBT, e.g. distress tolerance, somatic therapy, breathwork, orienting, and polyvagal informed practices. 4. Reparenting in real time. Begin practicing corrective experiences, meeting current needs in ways that mirror what was missing during development. This includes creating internal safety, consistency, structure, and emotional validation. 5. Pattern disruption. Identify relational or behavioral cycles that stem from childhood adaptations, such as anxious clinging, people-pleasing, emotional avoidance, or outbursts. Replace them with intentional, adult-oriented responses. 6. Integration across systems. Align your emotional, cognitive, and behavioral systems through sustained effort. This may involve journaling, therapy, bodywork, and consistent boundary setting across key relationships. 7. Long-term consolidation. Healing the inner child is not a one-time event, but an ongoing integration. You're not aiming to eliminate all old reactions, but to increase the speed and depth of recovery, self-soothing, and internal trust. Whether you are working with a professional or self-directing your path, make sure your process is grounded in neuroscience, trauma-informed models, and practical tools. Stay consistent. Track patterns. Keep making small, repeatable changes. This is a behavioral and neurological reset, not a vague emotional exercise. Share this video to someone who might need it. And please like and subscribe to join our Red Path journey together.